Top of the morning to you. Yes.
Top of the morning?
It is top of the morning. Or top of the day, top of the evening, top of whenever you're watching us. It's a rather tasteful edition of Beyond Game Day. And I say tasteful because Vata, we sit here day in and day out and we say there's a gift that keeps on giving.
Oh, wow.
And there's just no letting off.
Oh, wow.
I think we're going to get knuckles straight into it. So Parliament, yesterday, or not yesterday, rather on Tuesday, heard from the Sport Portfolio Committee, the committee chair being Joe McGlure. And top of the things that we ran into there was the topics of the VAR, which we discussed last week, Vata. There's the topic of the minister and money that he wants from SAFA, and the South African Sports Confederation, once again, being saying, hey guys, we are sorry, we know that there's big in our federations, athletics, swimming, football.
Because the new guys made a big splash.
Yeah, there's all of this.
These ones made a big splash.
It's going down.
Because they're like, oh, left behind. By who? We're diving straight in that.
It's going down. Swimming South Africa, if you're not sure what we're speaking about, Swimming South Africa, their president, Mr. Fritz, as well as the CEO, both suspended by the integrity body of World Athletics. FINA, which is the mother body of swimming in the world, suspending them violations of fake documents. Bakambe amanga, but guningi. I reached out to Swimming South Africa, and off the record, I'm not going to tell you who I spoke to. They said they're still looking at what was given to them because there's literally nothing pertaining to exactly what they've been suspended for and how until when. They're going to read through it and try and get some more information from the body affiliated to FINA. But Ama Records, what could you possibly lie about in swimming as a president and as an CEO that you are suspended by the world body?
So, allegedly, Mr. Ellen Fritz and Mr. Sean Adrians, allegedly, they've done some funny manga business. You know, they dived in. Now they're sinking.
But somebody didn't do a backstroke properly. I'm not
sure. Thabiso, I don't know. At least I can swim, I know.
Can you swim?
No, I can't.
I've seen your pool.
I can swim.
I've seen your pool. There's no swimming happening in your pool.
No, don't talk about now. Summer is coming.
Okay.
You know, brighter days are coming, hotter days are coming.
Yeah.
But hey, where she's swimming South Africa. And Thabiso, it speaks to what we speak about every week. And I hate speaking about this because I always say, let's talk about the athletes, man. Let's talk about their achievements. But we get dragged into the boardroom over and over again, week in and week out. If it's not netball, last year we were going on about netball.
Where their president was also
suspended
by the World Netball.
Yeah. And then athletics never wants to get left behind. If there's anything about them, I actually love this about athletics. They stay on track.
No pun intended.
Yeah,
pun intended.
They stay on track. It's just passing on the baton from one administration to the next. No pun intended.
No pun intended again.
And even with them, World Athletics has, these guys are on watch by World Athletics. They're being monitored.
They've been put under administration. I think there's not a single, in my career as a sports journal, there's not been a single administration within that has not gone under administration.
So it's like, these guys, then we've got a beautiful friend at Saskok. We're meant to be running, this ship. Even their president is, even the previous president at Saskok, it's like they are saying to the athletes, whatever you are doing, forget it at home on the world stage. Yeah. We want to do it better than you.
Look, mind you, Saskok president Barry Hendricks, in Parliament's Sport Portfolio Committee, he did come out saying, look, he is not happy about the administration of those federations, mainly Athletics South Africa. and then he commented on that receipt of the suspension of the Athletics Swimming South Africa president and CEO. He commented on SAFA, on the SAFA matter. The regions are complaining that Jenny Jordan, Manga business, they are scared that the elections come up next weekend, or on the 12th of September, for the SAFA presidency, already been tainted by irregularities of the regional conferences, which are currently underway. Those regional conferences are for the people that will eventually vote for the next president.
Have they ever not been tainted?
What does it speak of?
This is, Thabiso, and you are coming exactly to me now. We must admit we've got a problem with administration of sporting federations in South Africa. We need to admit that. The first step to recovery, ask any alcoholic, any druggie, is admitting that you've got a problem.
I thought you were going to say one more sip and then.
These are many sips. These are many sips.
I tried.
It is, Thabiso got a serious problem. And if you don't address it, it's ultimately going to filter down to the athletes. Because the athletes are saving at the moment the federations. What the likes of Abo Akane, Abo Prudence, you're seeing with the under-20s, what they did at Oregon. You go into the pool, same thing. Abo Peter Kutsia, Abo Chris Sadie, they're saving their sporting codes. They're saving them. They're literally keeping them above water. But our administrators, Thabiso, keep on dragging.
Would I say it's a vindication? Would I say it's a vindication to those parents and some of our viewers who actually came on the very platform on here Beyond Game Day and actually said, Swimming South Africa are actually not doing the business? Because we were praising Swimming South Africa.
Swimming South Africa after the Commonwealth Games.
A vindication of those parents,
and they said,
that came to us and said, no.
Why are you praising them? Why are you praising them? It's like praising a fish for swimming. But this fish is not swimming. It's got no buoyancy. It's actually drowning. Right? The only people who are keeping swimming above water are the parents, the coaches, and the athletes. And those few members of corporate South Africa that are putting the money in there. So I think, Thabiso, the people who listen to us and watch this podcast, shed a light. Not saying that you and I were maybe ignorant too, but maybe to a part that we thought we'd overcome in swimming. We thought the smokes and mirrors, I think, got you and I.
To be fair.
The smokes and mirrors got you and I. And we thought, whoa, Alan Fritz, Shona Driansa, you guys are doing a fantastic job. Meanwhile, the real people that are doing a fantastic job and going above and beyond are the likes of Abo Rokomering.
Then I think we've always known. Yes, we've always
acknowledged a guy like Rokomering. You know, Abo Tatiana. Peter Kutsia.
You mentioned Tatiana. Do you think that's why she chose to hang?
No, I think Tatiana. No, I think she did everything she could do in swimming, and she probably felt that there's nothing more I can do.
But I think she had one more season left.
Listen, I think she could have pushed until LA.
Yeah, I mean, Chadler Close still doing it.
I think she could have pushed until LA, but I think also psychologically she was spent and emotionally.
Which is why I'm bringing it up. Do you think part of that mental fatigueness that gets to our athletes are these conversations that you and I have day in and day out about the admin?
It is part of it. It is part of it. Thabiso, you cannot focus on your job while knowing that you might not have a roof over your head. You might not have, forget the food, the correct supplements to keep you at that level.
To take you to that level.
You know, so these athletes have got to juggle work and play. Or work and work, actually. And when they get in the pool, and then there we are, you and I, and the rest of South Africa saying, oh, our swimmers are useless. Oh, our hockey players are useless. Oh, our athletes are useless. They've got to do double the amount of work we do on a normal day.
Yeah.
because they've got to do the regular jobs that puts food on the table. Then they've got to do this passion of love.
And prop up the federations
and make sure that while doing that, they are competing with the best of the best in the world, whose only job is to swim or to run or to do whatever it is. Now, Thabiso, we can all say, yes, corporate South Africa must come on board, whatever. Corporate South Africa have got the money and they're willing to spend it, but they're willing to spend it on federations. They've got sound governance.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that
our federations don't have sound governance. Yeah. Our administration within all most of the federations, Thabiso, are in tatters, because we've got administrators who think they can go and box on the roads. We've got administrators, Thabiso, who think going to a retail store to buy some outfit for your makwapeni is fine. We've got administrators, Thabiso, who think it's okay to go to Chisanyama.
You got administrators
and to a bottle store and spend money that is meant to go to
the company credit card. I mean, the biggest one is probably an administrator who joined SAFA in the years of reunification. To put into context, that was in 1991 when Daniel Dunn joined the helms or the top offices within the South African Football Association. That is how many decades? More than 4 decades.
Almost.
Well, yeah.
Almost.
So if he gets, in other words, if he gets this tenure now that he's running for, he would be in the office for close to 40 years. In the offices, how then do you think
the beautiful thing about this, Thabiso, is that our very own Jessica, who's behind the camera, was not even born then.
She was not even born.
Jessica coined something about us here. Vanya, yourself, and me.
I'm not accepting that.
Dinosaurs. Well, let me tell you something, Thabiso.
But I dare to say
we've got dinosaurs running our federations. How do you think that something archaic is going to take you into the future? How? How, Thabiso? Me, I'm okay being called a dinosaur in journalistic terms, because you need that wisdom and that
institutional memory as well.
Knowledge of things.
Yes.
In order for us to sit here and say, Dr. Daniel Dunn, you played your part. And a good dancer knows when to leave the floor. And hamba. We know when you say Ellen Fritz, Shona dancer, you played your part. Pass on.
Yeah.
To another generation. When you say James Muloy, you played your part.
You had your tenure.
Pass the baton on. There is young talent in this country that can run these federations.
Here's my question. Is it not only a case of South African sport? Is it an indictment on South Africa, period, as a country? And I say...
Well, Thabiso, you saying it. Look at our ministers in cabinet.
That's where I want you to go.
Look at the political parties and look at the average age of either their presidents or whatever it is. It is sad, Thabiso. It is sad that those who committed the problems, who gave us the problems we have today in this country, are the ones who are saying they are the solution going forward. You can't be. You can't be the problem and be the solution.
Like Daniel Dunn, give me another time, I'll fix it, is what you get.
The other people also are saying the same thing. Same things. I don't want to mention
and that's what I'm saying, directly to the politics in the country. That's what I'm saying.
Let me charge one more time.
I've let me be in charge.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Learn my mistake. I know what to do now.
A good dancer knows when to leave the floor. I don't even think that dancers is one of these federations.
Yeah. Okay, let's wrap it up in as far as it's fairly evident, isn't it? That's why I want to wrap it up as far as what came out of the Sport Portfolio Committee. Joe McGlure literally saying that, in fact, they had to cancel the portfolio meeting because the very said president, Daniel Dunn, among some of the conversations that were had there, Daniel Dunn decided not to pitch up within the portfolio committee meeting. The CEO was there. She was asked, where is your president? And apparently she received a text, and the text from Danny said he was at a doctor or something to that effect. can't coach me on that. But in short,
where's the money?
And then they suspended the meeting.
Where's Minister Katie McKenzie's money?
Part of the conversations.
Minister says it's his money.
Yeah, part of the conversations were those.
But it's a government money.
Yeah. Well, he did correct himself, saying, "No, I'm in charge of the money by virtue of being."
Okay, I know. I'm just just nyan.
So, but those are parts of the conversation.
Where is the money, Thabiso? SAFA can say to the department that the money is in a separate account.
They said they want 21 days.
Yeah,
to
it's
bring back
carrying
the money.
interest, blah blah blah, all of that stuff. The fact of the matter, Thabiso, is very simple. Week in and week out, time and time again, incident after incident, we are seeing the incompetence at the South African Football Association. I know, Thabiso, people want to point fingers at you and I.
But pointed what? It's a fact.
Because they've been pointing fingers. We're told many things.
But it's a fact.
The fact of the matter is that these guys can't even have a, sorry to use this, was a piss up in a brewery.
And that's a tough thing to do. Because if in a brewery...
You can take them now to Newlands there. You know in Newlands, when the test match is being played against England, they say in the cricket.
Yeah.
You see in the background there.
Yeah.
Between Table Mountain and the ground.
Yeah.
There's a brewery there. You can smell the barley the whole day. You know when you're sitting in Newlands watching a test match, not only does the smell consume you,
It drags you.
you end up walking to those stores there, and then, those guys at SAFA, you can put them there. They'll walk away, they're not drunk, they're still sober. And you know what? Do you know what they're drunk on their maladministration?
Yeah. I think also we've come to a point where we actually must start waving, I'm going to say the white flag. Actually, the finger must be pointed as well as administer. And I say administer, one, how do you give a federation 20 odd million rand? The same federation that came just a couple of months ago were begging for 5 million rand to pay
for
salaries.
But here's the thing,
and you still want to entrust that kind of money.
But here's the thing. Let's go back to the beginning.
I don't just go back to the beginning.
Why is it that
Otherwise, it's going to be until next week.
The referees are under SAFA and not under the PSL? But the referees are once PSL games. Yeah. But they're two separate entities.
It's twofold.
No. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I think it's something a mistake that was made
from
in
the
the
Constitution.
past.
Yeah.
Why not fix that? Because again, you step into this realm where you say, I want to bring VAR, but VAR must be a function of SAFA because they run the referees.
But must be run by PSL.
But you want it to be implemented in the PSL, and the PSL is its own entity. I'm on Thabiso, no, man.
We're
drowning.
You know why I started this? I said in 1991, reunification. This individual was there. So you're asking me...
bring about chess.
Yeah.
About chess were not even around.
So this person had seen through it all. He probably slept through the past 10 years. But he's seen most of it. Yes, he's been at the helm of SAFA for 13 years, but he's been within the senior football structures of this country since 1991.
We have a problem in administration.
Or within sports.
We've got a problem in our sports administration, we must just admit it. And I've said this over and over again. Rugby had to get to a very dark place. A very dark place.
And they've been there as well. For this,
they had to get to a dark place where what Mark Alexander now calls, their front of shop, which is the Springboks, were down in the dumps. Number 6 in the world, 7 in the world. You lose to Italy. That is not because the coaching was poor under Lister Kutsia. That was just a symptom of it.
But Matev, we had a good record.
No, but it was a symptom of it.
Yeah.
Right? It was a symptom of it. Come Staltrat. Were things that were saying, hey, red flags, hey, when? Something is wrong at the back.
Madiba, our first president,
was taken to court
by Louis Late.
Yes.
Saru, he sat in the dock.
Even then, the red flags were there. So soon after unification. Nothing was done.
Danny was there already.
No. Okay. Danny always says, you know better.
That's why he says he must behave, but he was there already. He was ready.
He must behave. You're asking the questions and then you got the answers.
But he was there.
So here's the thing, Thabiso, is that if you are not going to face up to the issues, And SARU have. Not all of them.
Yeah.
Most of them. You need a CEO that is above reproach in terms of their standing when it comes to governance.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You need an executive council with men and women who are there to serve the game, not entitled to be served.
To serve
by
the game or serve the business?
Serve the game. Because you must remember, they're the custodians of whatever sport that they are.
Fair enough.
Being elected to be
I think maybe SA Rugby is slightly because it's two arms, but I see what you're saying.
They serve the game. Yeah, because you got SA Rugby and then you got SARU.
Yeah.
But they serve the game. SARU are there to serve the game, not to be served by the game.
100%.
Now we've got men and women at SARU who's sitting at executive council level who are now serving the game. Right? You've got SA Rugby that have got people that are being paid to do a job.
To serve the
but
business.
You've made sure that you get some of the best people within the rugby fraternity to service the game. And that's why you're seeing at all levels the success of the game itself being implemented by those at SA Rugby, high performance manager, director of rugby, Springbok coach, Springbok Sevens coach, SA under 18 coach, SA schools, SA women. You are seeing it. Then you filter down.
Calfoot Rugby, Zonke.
It's working, Thabiso. Bokiviek is not though. It's working, Thabiso.
They told you to leave Bokiviek alone.
Yeah, they must leave me alone. And here's the thing, Thabiso. As I said, it's not perfect. However, the vision is the same. You are there to work for the game. You are there to serve the game. I get the feeling that football doesn't want to serve the game of football. It's about personalities. And then the other Cinderella sporting codes.
That for me, they're even worse. How do you not want to?
I'm president of Swimming South Africa. I'm president of netball. I'm president of... Because now you want the title.
You know, I once did a story of shooting Federation South Africa. Shooting as in shooting.
Yeah.
As in literally, there's a federation. They...
At wool.
Yeah, they shoot. And Vanya thinks this is a joke. This is not a joke. We once went to the Olympics. You know, they got shooting competitions. You know. And that federation was run back in the days. If I'm correct, it was the Schultz family. The father was the president, the mother was the CEO, the son was some part of. And I sat there and I said, but this federation is not going to last. It's one of the federations, I think, at that stage. I'm not quite sure. Disclaimer, then. I'm not saying that what it is now. But it is a point where even them going to the Olympics at that point in time, and I've been to 5 Olympic Games, Sydney, Athens, Beijing. Yes, that's how old I am to the young one.
London, Rio.
And by the way, Olympics every how many years? 4 years. Enough. I'm looking at our colleague.
Enough to be a dinosaur.
She's called me a dinosaur. 5 Olympics every 4 years. That's how long I've been around. And that family literally was shooting South Africa, was run from their house. The father was the president, the mother was CEO, the son was something. Their address was literally their home.
You see, Thabiso, you can't blame them. Because in the absence of leadership, Thabiso.
Now we're speaking about SASCOC.
No, I'm just saying in general.
Well, the SASCOC are in charge of all the federations.
When you talk about archery, there's an archery federation.
Yeah.
They're based in Pretoria by the Shokrans. Badminton.
Equestrian.
There's no play. There's no play around, Thabiso.
Karate, judo.
All of these things, Thabiso, it's people, just normal people, Thabiso, who are saying, well, there's no one here.
Vacancy, let me jump in.
So let's come in. You can't expect those people, Thabiso, who don't have probably some of those skills to run, to then run optimally. We need to make sure there's good young people out there, Thabiso, who understand governance.
Who understand the sport.
Cycling is in tatters.
I mean, where are the likes of Daryl Impey?
Rowing, Thabiso, had to go sink to the bottom. It's back now. Rowing is back.
Sizwe Ndlovu actually just got inducted into
SA Legends.
SA Legends at the SA Sports Awards. Hall of Fame. The first black athlete to get
In
a
the
gold
water.
medal in water. You understand how tough it is for a black athlete to win gold in the water?
So Thabiso, again, you know, you and I can talk until we're dinosaurs about this.
We already dinosaurs. Triple dinosaurs.
Hey, Mara, Jess, you started somewhere.
Hey, Jessica. You know, Jessica.
But here's the thing, Thabiso, is that...
I have to take it from my son. Now I must take it at work.
And let's not... Because we're going to lose our minds about this. I am begging the federations, for the good of our athletes, for the good of South Africa, I am begging them, let go. Let go now. It's enough. You've done enough damage. Just let go. SAFA, let go of that money. Yeah, VAR, just take it back. Let go. Board of Governors at the PSL, Thabiso, let's talk to them. Because we sometimes the Board of Governors at the PSL, please guys, do the right thing. Let go. We've got such
it starts at regional
good young administrators, Thabiso, who can take the professional game to the next level. Well done to them. The BOG at the PSL have been good over the last few decades. We've had some good, fantastic administrators. Let the young ones now play in the boardroom. Thabiso, if we don't do that, Thabiso, we're going to be in big trouble.
You know, as you speak, Vata, I'm thinking of South African swimmers or South African athletes that have left this country. Some of them citing the very same thing that we're speaking of. And the first thing that came to mind is you saw me grab my phone. Do you remember Sarah Puva?
Yes.
She, I think, in our lifetime was the first, when I say lifetime, post-94, post-2000, Sydney. She was the first athlete
to defect.
Not a defect, whichever we want to call it. She swam for South Africa, went to the Olympics in Sydney, went to the Olympics in Athens, and then post-Athens, she's like, actually, I'm done. I'm going to go swim for Germany. We're speaking just now.
Darren Townsend, we were worried about him.
Yeah.
At some point. He's a gold medalist.
Roland Schoeman. We were mentioning now the current, probably the best swimmer we have in the country at the nationals where you were in Pietermaritzburg. He too, there's rumor that he wants to leave the country. Matthew Sates. Because, obviously, we're not digging deep enough into what federations are doing. And these athletes are crying out and we are just not listening.
No. The athletes are crying out, the coaches are crying out, the public is crying out, the media is crying out. The only people that are not listening are dinosaurs. Because as time goes by, your thing is fail you. Your functions fail you.
Which ones in particular?
The first function that fails.
Oh, okay. Phew.
The first one that fails.
I thought inside or the ears?
Both. They're all connected, Mos. They're all connected.
What is that doctor specialist that does nose, ears?
ENT.
So
ear, nose, and throat.
So even there, because the one president...
They can't smell the problems. They can hear the problems. Do you know what they're doing? They're just swallowing.
And then they tell me to behave when I ask them.
They're just swallowing them, and they swallow the money with it as well. Thabiso, you and Vanya will kill us.
Yeah, in fact, I think we've run out of time. But let's quickly go through, I mentioned it, I touched on it just now, the SA Sports Awards of the weekend. Congratulations to South Africa's beacons of light that went through. Young athlete again by
beacons, they're just lights, all of them.
Yeah. And it's funny thing is, again, it's those federations who are dealing with all the headaches that came out stars, big stars at the awards. Young athletes by Walaza overcoming that injury to come through, take the young athlete of the year. Happy with them?
Happy. I'm happy with all of them, Thabiso.
Yeah.
You don't even have to go through the list. I'm just sad that not all of them came in the nominees.
Yeah.
Because I think Malcolm Marx, Themba Pavuma, Peter Kutsia, Lara Vofat.
Those for me are probably...
They Prudence, they deserve.
Prudence, I don't think so.
No, I'm just saying, Thabiso. Thabiso.
I'm judging. No, I'm judging on results. No, just because she...
What did she do last year?
That's the point.
You forgot.
What?
It's the period like no Thabiso.
Yes, no. Period then. World Indoor 800.
No.
Yes, granted.
So it's from that period.
Okay, and
you know,
we win one race though. We must Don't be like those administrators. You come, you win the election once, then you must praise you for the rest of your life. Nothing wrong with Prudence, and I'm saying, but in terms of who she was up against, I get why she would not have won.
No, I'm not saying Thabiso. You see now, you and I were cruising nicely. I'm saying to you, kudos to all of them.
Yeah, all of them, yes. For being nominated itself.
If it was up to me, all of them would win.
Then there's no winner, Mos. Now you're taking us back to, schoolboy sports. Everybody gets a certificate. No, because who's number one?
Thabiso.
Yeah.
You're not listening to me.
You said what goes best?
Yeah. So again, Thabiso, and look at those, with the exception of Lara, Temba, and Malcolm, who come from functioning federations. The rest come from dysfunctional federations.
And that's why I'm happy for them. Totally happy for them.
Dysfunctional. There's no life in them. Dinosaurs died a long time ago, but these dinosaurs are refusing to die.
Even tennis South Africa got something. I mean, best run administration.
Again.
Or federation, apologies.
Again, Thabiso, Cinderella Sporting Code. We've had the Wayne Ferreiras, we've had the Amanda Kutzes. We can never relive the glory days of South Africa.
We still have Roger Federer. He's ours.
Oh, yeah,
don't care. Now. He's ours.
But we can never relive those days.
Ours. He played at the US Open.
But do you know what the nice thing is? Do you know what the nice thing is? Where they are, tennis South Africa, they are flying the flag.
Indeed.
And well done to Anthony, administrator of the year.
Yeah.
Really, really well done to him. You know,
they've showcased the country so well. They've hosted a couple of Davis Cup matches.
Mr. Glover was doing a fantastic job before he left and went to join the Southern Cards.
Indeed.
In Liv Golf. You know, so we've got to give those administrators. And we've lost some quality administrators in this country. Going abroad and so on. And going to business. I wish we could bring some of them back. Because at the
who's the best administrator we've had in this country?
It's a tough
Sports
one.
administration.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
It is a tough one, isn't it?
Because some people will tell you Ali Bacha.
Sam Ramsamy.
At least it's still on the IOC.
And that proves the point. And, you know, I'll be interested.
And dare I say this now, Mark Alexander is picking up his hand.
I'll be interested. I'm not sidelining the name you just mentioned, Mark. I'll be interested to speak to Dr. Sam Ramsamy. In fact, I'm going to speak to him. And just to get what he thinks, because he's on the board of the IOC, he's also an honorary president at FINA.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to hear from him what he thinks of administration in the country right now. Sports administration.
It's very sad. I don't think they think anything of it.
You think they'd probably want to stay as far away as possible? Anyway, I tell you what, before you go, Lions...
Yes, depressing.
Yeah, it is a bit depressing one, isn't it? But let's end off on a high note. Lions running the All Blacks close. Yes. Lions running the All Blacks close. We've had no highest episode
this week.
We have. The Lions...
Even on the rugby field.
Lions running the All Blacks close. Probably...
Is that high for you?
It is. And
losing is high.
Lions running the All Blacks close.
They lost?
Yes. And I say this in the context of the Lions possibly not the biggest administrator. I'm going to get to the box. The box, we still want to go back to the box. Can't speak about the box.
No, we have to.
No, come on. Our viewers don't, you know, I didn't watch the news that day. The whole Sunday, the whole Monday. The only time I realized that we'd lost again was when I came to the office on Tuesday. So please.
You didn't work the weekend?
I didn't.
I'm a bad boss. I should roster you proper.
No, because you made me work other days. But the point is, it's been... The thing is, I don't know how about Gracious Rivalry. You all know it's here now. It's about...
No, well done to the Lions, Thabiso. Thabiso, we've got to say well done to the Lions because... And again, context is important. Our URC franchises are all in preseason. So this tour happens at a time whereby they're not going to offer much resistance. What the Stormers did was commendable. But what you saw at the Shark Tank...
why are you mentioning...
No, wait. And what you saw at Loftus... just showed that our teams were not even undercooked. They were raw. Because they're in pre-season.
And the Lions have had about 2.5 weeks. They showed what's possible.
You know, had they started playing these teams now, because they will be at least closer to the end of their pre-season, because URC starts now in September.
Yeah.
And they would have had some drills with the ball and so on, and started talking about game plans. I think the outcomes would have been different. I think the All Blacks would not be sitting now saying, hey, we're unbeaten.
Yeah, and that's where I'm going. That's the past 2.5 weeks of preseason from our teams. The Lions proved what is possible if our franchises, well, I mean, I don't say start early. The whole point of this tour is to, unlike back in our days, where the midweeks, the dirt trackers want to bash the opposition out.
And soften them up.
Yeah, but fair enough. The All Blacks as well. They've come out of it. A lot of injuries in their squad.
Yeah, but listen, yes, they've had to do a lot of work.
Yeah, I think about 6 or 7 of those.
But here's the thing, Thabiso, the nice thing is that I think they might have exposed a chink to the All Blacks armor that maybe the Springboks would not have seen, or
prior to the first test.
Yeah, after the first test. Going into the second test, Rassi's got a lot.
Yeah.
On his plate to say. No, in terms of.
Yeah.
Yeah, but All Blacks, they are short. Because the Lions showed them up.
Yes.
For the better part of the game. The Lions scored twice.
I think it's halfway
through. Of which the Springboks were not able to do in the first test.
It's halfway through the second half that the All Blacks really pulled. But I think also came through.
The Boks understand something. They beat themselves in the first test.
Indeed.
Yes, and I give credit to the All Blacks. Well done. You know, for the patience they had, and waited and ensured that they play off the Springboks mistakes. They take the Springboks game, which is synonymous for the aerial battle, and they just took that playbook and said, "Nah."
Yeah. Also, I think
they stayed away from the rucks.
Yeah.
Oh well, they disrupted the rucks, slowed down the ball. What they did very well was, we're not going to confront you.
And I think that 6-2 split of Rassie also didn't work in a way.
Mauls, scrums, we are better than us there. And he has to speak about the 6-2, and I'm glad Rassie admitted it. But the biggest thing for me, Thabiso, that stood out in that first test is how much we miss Usia Kolisi when he's not on the field.
Well, tell you what, it's going to be lights out. I say lights out. You saw Vanya's telling us to leave.
Yeah.
That's how you're going to have to stop this edition of
Beyond Game Day.
Yeah.
Springboks comeback chance.
And that's where I was going.
Congrats to Peter Steve Tutoy, he's on his 100th cap. Congrats to Oxen Chase on his 50th. So sad for Damien Dialandi. So sad for Jean de Villiers. So sad for Percy Montgomery. So sad for John Smith. These are people who played the 100 tests against the All Blacks and lost.
Yeah.
So it might not be a good omen for Peter Steve Tutoy. However, there is no better time to turn around things like that than the second test. The Boks proved it to us against the All Blacks in 2019 at the Rugby World Cup. No team had ever lost a pool match and won a World Cup. When they lost to All Blacks, they went to win the World Cup. They did the same in 2023. They lost the first test against the British Irish Lions when they told you no team had ever lost the first test and gone on to win the series. The Boks know how to do this.
If there's one thing about the Springboks,
slap bang into their playbook, Thabiso. I've got no doubt in my mind they're gonna push the All Blacks to a dark place that they've never been to before.
And here I thought Vata Ngobeni, ENCA sports editor, was going to congratulate me for calling it, saying we are going to lose at least one game against the All Blacks this year. But yeah, for all that information...
Vanya, for someone who said they were not watching anything, because hey, our WhatsApp group was going off there.
And I'll say it
again. I told you so. I told you so.
Well,
and Danny was right. Danny Otan was right.
What about?
You know everything.
On that note, I'm going to say goodbye to you on this edition of Beyond Game Day. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. And once again, to you, our viewers, please do stay in touch. We acknowledge Vata, as we said earlier, some of the things
follow, subscribe.
Yeah, we'll catch you again next weekend. This weekend on Game Day, we got Tennis South Africa. They'll be in studio because, as Vata mentioned earlier, they were, crowned or knighted the best run administrated federation in the country. We've got Anthony Murutani, who's come to speak to us and hopefully can shed some light on how other federations can learn from Tennis South Africa and fly the beacon and South African flag high, not only domestically, in the world as well. With that, bye-bye.